Back again.
I appreciate all the questions, but shit. This is the most I've spoken in like a month. Pretend like I can see what I'm doing. Well, shit. Okay. What was I talking about? I'm not really gonna go in too much depth about this because I am gonna make more videos about every question that you guys asked. So the first question, how was the journey to getting your nursing degree and things I wish I knew as a first year? Getting my nursing degree was very rigorous. It was like a roller coaster.
Why am I feel so fucking depressed? I'm depressed! What?
But it was very rewarding. You have clinicals, you have classes, you have labs, you have simulation, and then you have to count the time that you have to dedicate outside of the classroom to study. It was completely different from my first undergraduate degree where I really did the bare minimum. But it was a lot. Thing I wanted to know as a first year was just the importance of mental health and self-care. You have so many things to do, such little time, but you always have to ensure that some of that time is for your mental health. So yeah. Next question. Is having a mentee an interest of mine?
And that's just how we do it. Yeah, that's just how we do it.
Yes. I have thought about this so many times, and I am considering, being a mentor to maybe one or two persons that are interested, but not right now. It's definitely one of my short-term goals, but I'm just entering like a new chapter of my life. I think I just need to get my footing first, figure some things out, figure myself out. So whoever asked that question, definitely keep me on your list. I am so interested. Okay, are you planning on becoming an ARNP? So I definitely do want to further my education, just not immediately. I want to get some experience first to see what I like and what I don't like. I'm really interested in nurse anesthesia, so that might be what I'm leaning towards. Yeah, that's the answer to that question. Okay. How was the nursing school application process and how many schools did I apply for? How strong do I think my application was? And what do I think was my strongest point? Honestly, I only applied to 2 schools, which was USF and University of Miami. University of Miami.
You got fucking money. He got money.
And I got into both. I graduated in December and I either wanted to start a program in December or January. I didn't want to waste any more time. And based on the programs that were available at that time, whose deadline didn't pass, those are really my 2 options. I think the application process is fairly easy, but it can be tedious. Some schools ask for a lot of things, while others ask for like the bare minimum. So USF, I think it's like 5 questions and it's like personal information. While like UM or other schools might want you to do T's, you want a personal statement, letters of recommendation, like all of that extra stuff, which can be a lot because you're depending on other people to get these things done, or you're asking favors, and that can be kind of exhausting. But I think overall the process is easy. I think the hardest part was probably meeting the deadlines and the application fees. Some of them you have to apply to the school first before you can apply to their program. So I think once you kind of have your game plan and you have like a timeline of how you want to do things, it should go fairly smooth for you. How strong I think my application was, I have no idea. I have no idea, but I am 100% sure that it was authentic as it could be. You know, you have 200, 300 people applying for the same position in a nursing program as you. Of course, everyone wants to help people, or everyone, you know, loves science and stuff like that. But what will make you special, or what will make you stand out? Like, what is your story? You know, what really is driving you to pursue this field that is not just very generic? And I think that would be the best advice that I could give you. That will make your application strong and unique and stand out. Okay, next question. Would you recommend doing ADN, then BSN after you start working, or straight into BSN? So for those of you who are watching, an ADN is like an associate in nursing, BSN is your bachelor's. I would say it really depends on what you're looking for. If you're interested in making some money, then by all means do that. But there's also an added benefit of getting exposure and experience before you go straight for your BSN and you're like fresh out of school with no experience. I mean, you will get hired. Nurses are in high demand. But, you know, that's an added benefit, especially if you are interested in a specific unit or floor like ICU. It really depends on your needs at the time. But a lot of people kind of shy away from that route. But honestly, the end goal is the same. It doesn't really matter how you get there. That's how I see it. So whatever is your preference, you are able to achieve your BSN or get it online as well. So I think that's something you should also think about. If you're someone that does well with distance learning, because you can work while, you know, earning your BSN portion. And if you're someone that can manage a work and school balance, especially with it not having on-campus commitments, I think it ultimately is up to you what you're comfortable with and, you know, what you need in your own life. So yeah, I'm thinking about becoming a nurse. What are some tips? And how did you know for sure that you wanted to do nursing and that it was right for me? Definitely do some research. Nursing and that field overall is different in every country. So if you know people that are actual nurses, talk to them, get their perspective on you. It's very rewarding, I think. I would say think about your long-term goals as well. Is this just one stop on the train for you? Do you want to use this to become like a nurse practitioner? Like things like that. And be real with yourself. If you're able to commit to a rigorous schedule, think about what your passions are, and you know, if you're a people person or a compassionate person. And when I say think about yourself and be real with yourself, what I mean is that others might see you as a shy person or a quiet person. I'm like that. I'm very quiet. But when I'm with my patients, it's a whole different story. I talk to them a lot, like we interact a lot, and I really build relationships with them through clinicals. But I don't think you'd get that vibe from me because I'm really quiet. So if you know you are that type of person, then go for it. But definitely do your research into programs, the length of commitment that you'll have to make, the study schedule, you know, if you're able to balance all that. And I feel like the answer will come to you. Next question. How do I get a high T score? Never did the T's. So I'm sorry, I can't really speak much on that, but I would recommend getting a practice or a review book. Also look to YouTube to see if there's any other YouTuber there that could give you some advice or direction on that, but I didn't take the T's, I'm sorry. Okay. What made you not do nursing for your first bachelor's? Like, did you not get into a program right away? Okay, I was a pre-nursing major before I switched to health sciences and got my first bachelor's in that. But when I came to USF, I was kind of on autopilot mode. I had to figure everything out on my own. So I didn't know the importance of maintaining a certain GPA or having a very competitive GPA to get into nursing school, or how fast GPA drops and how hard it is to bring it back up. Like, I didn't know any of that. Really, I was just going off the notion that once I was passing my classes, like that's all that matters. That's kind of how the movies made it. I was fresh from Jamaica, you know, didn't learn about any of that stuff. So that's kind of how I was dealing with my entire first year, which was when I was really doing my prereqs. I got like B's, doing the bare minimum. Like, I wasn't really interested in doing more to get an A. So yeah, it wasn't because I didn't have the aptitude. I was just thought if I didn't have to do much, why? But yeah, my first year kind of affected my GPA. Was like a 3.4, 3.5. And when I applied to USF's nursing school, it was the only school I applied to. I had put all my eggs in one basket. Don't do that. And so I didn't get in. I mean, I didn't have a competitive GPA for their program at least. Maybe another program I would, but I didn't. And so I didn't want to keep wasting time, because when I applied during that time, they only admitted people, I almost said admitted patients. They only admitted students one time throughout the entire year. I didn't want to wait a whole other year to apply with the possibility of not getting in again. So I decided to take another route. I just didn't want to waste any more time. I already had taken a gap year before I came to USF because of some other shit. And I just felt like I was just seeing my life just, you know, like moving away without me. And that's kind of why I chose the other route right then and there. I graduated, I think, 3 years in, and then I started my program. So there's the story. So nursing school help. I'm super nervous but excited about nursing school. Any tips? And then someone else asked, I'm about to start an accelerated nursing program. What advice can you give about the course load, balancing classes, and self-care? Well, congratulations to you both and welcome. You'll have an amazing time and good luck. But I would definitely say take some time to review your syllabus for sure and the important dates, and organizing and time management will be your best friend. Just lay out all your syllabi, look at the important dates like your exams, if you have like a simulation coming up that you need to prepare for, assignments, all that stuff, and put that down on a calendar. And then what I do is kind of mark out dates going up to those deadlines that I'm gonna get the work done, and that's kind of how you organize your time. And please have a plan B, because fatigue and stress is also gonna be your best friend. Course load is a lot. You'll be doing so many things. A typical schedule is like going to classes maybe Monday and Wednesday all day, then Tuesday, Thursday you'll go to clinicals for those classes, and maybe Friday you'll have lab. It kind of differs, but that's kind of the essence of what you're getting yourself into. So it's a lot of things to balance, a lot of things to compartmentalize, but you got this. I promise you, once you prepare, you got it. And make sure when you're planning your schedule, you also put some time in there to relax and just take a breather and reward yourself. You're in a nursing program, that's already amazing. You're doing the hard work to get your degree. Into getting a review book to practice NCLEX style questions while you're going through the program. A lot of my friends use the Saunders Comprehensive Review Book, and that will be especially helpful once you start like your complex health classes. If you can get any other review book with NCLEX style practice questions, that will also help during your studying as well, because nursing school is mostly about applying your knowledge. It's not like them asking you to regurgitate information. You have to know how to critically think, and the best way you're going to get that practice is through practice questions. Finding support in people will be important. Find your support people. It could be other persons in your nursing program, because trust me, they will be the only ones that can truly understand what you're going through, and you know, in family and friends too. And something that's really important to know is that it is okay to feel sucky. I have felt like that so many times. I'm like, why am I here? I'm so dunce. Like, I don't know anything. But, you know, everyone has their days like that. It's okay for you to not know everything. It's a learning process. And that was something that I had to learn myself. My program was accelerated. It was a second degree. So there were people that, you know, had it way like engineering degrees before, or they were working as a care tech or a LPN, and I had no hospital experience. So our first lab was to do manual blood pressures. I couldn't do that shit for the life of me. Like, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. But a lot of people are like, oh, what to do, so easy, piece of cake. And I felt super bad. I'm like, why the hell am I here? It's the first day. This should be like the easiest thing they're gonna teach us, and I can't do it. But know that it is okay. That's why you're in the program, to learn, to mold your skills. And you know, something that might come easy to you might not come easy to someone else. And that's why you guys just need to be there for each other and to just really understand that. And please don't compare yourself. Everyone has their shit going through, I'm telling you. and know the type of person that you are, especially with studying. I was the type of person that I do better studying by myself, and that was sometimes a very hard pill to swallow when, you know, all my friends were studying together. But you have to do what works for you. If you're a person that learns by listening, or you're more of a visual person, kind of incorporate that into your study schedule as well. You can record your lectures, listen to them while you're in the shower, while you're driving home, you know, while you're cooking or anything like that, and that will really be helpful. So definitely know your learning style. So if you want to learn more, let me know and I'll be glad to help. Okay, so this person, they're currently in med school. Congratulations, in TW. I'm assuming that's in Taiwan. I have no idea. How did you manage time to study, personal time, all coping with being away from home? I'm from Belize, so I'm halfway across the world for the first time. And in terms of studying, how do you manage to cope with so much info and do well on your tests? Well, big up Belize actually. Two of my first friends at USF were Belizean. Maggie and Simran, love you guys. But I would definitely say having a plan A and plan B, planning, and always have a backup day. So if you never get to do something one day, you can do it the other day. Being away from home was definitely hard, especially when I wanted like food. Like sometimes I would just want a patty and a cocoa bread to eat for lunch, but I couldn't get that. So that really sucks. But I luckily had friends and family here, and my school at USF has a really big Caribbean population, so I didn't really feel too much like homesick. But I can definitely understand if you're halfway across the world. I don't know if your school has a Caribbean organization, but I would say maybe look into that. And you can probably try and find maybe a local taste of home if you can there. I'm not really sure. And also, you know, try and find new recipes that you can try that are, you know, Belizean based, or, you know, talking to family and friends about this, and that's maybe something that you guys can bond with. If it's one thing that quarantine has taught me, is that we can make things work through distance. Like, you definitely can. So, you know, FaceTime your family, or, you know, have scheduled time, like every Saturday morning I'm gonna call my mom or my dad, or if you have siblings, and, you know, bond with them that way. Hopefully they're technologically inclined, unlike my parents. But you can ask them to send you care packages as well. That would be like a nice surprise once in a while. And try and find a friend or a confidant that you can, you know, paint the town with, or even someone that you guys can exchange culture with, and that will really help, where you can share your culture with someone and you can learn from them. Because I think doing med school in another country is really amazing, and you should definitely use that opportunity to develop a nice global perspective to bring with you when you start working in your field. In terms of studying, I can imagine how much information it is, so I would say just break it up and be realistic. You know, if you know you have like 15 pages, 20 pages to study, know what's your limit and say, okay, I'm gonna do like up to this topic today, then I'm gonna pick it back up and review what I did, then continue to, you know, study the following days and then review again. Kind of do that. That's how I would say break up the information to where it's tasteful to you, and have faith and pray if you're, you know, religious like that. So I think I answered all the questions. Oh my gosh, that was a lot, so much, but I'm so happy to do this. This was so exciting. You know, if you guys have any other questions that you want to get answered, feel free to message me. My Curious Cat is still up, where you can ask anonymously on Instagram and on Twitter. So please follow me, of course. Please subscribe. We're gonna have a lot more fun on this channel. Really exciting stuff planned for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later.